National Assembly from the President, in normal cases, the letter comes to the Senate and to the House of Rep. And since you know that such letter is not before the Senate or has not been brought to the Senate, then that is not true. And let me tell you what is actually going out, so that we don't get mixed up on this. Budget detail was sent to Mr. President, which you all know, and that is the tradition. The President, looked at the content of the details, and he had some issues or reservations or observations on some of them, which he noted and sent to us as the observations he has made. And the Senate, looking at those observations, are still in communication and talking with the executive with the view to how best to resolve those observations and issues within the law. That is where we are now. Last Friday, we are supposed to hold a meeting. Unfortunately, the meeting was called for 3 o'clock when most of us have already traveled out. I myself, my son was wedding and I had to go. I was virtually getting to Maiduguri when I heard about the meeting, and I could not come back from Maiduguri for that meeting. So the meeting was postponed on that Friday, hoping that within the week we'll resolve this issue as soon as possible. That is the truth of the matter. Don't add anything, don't reduce anything from it. And you all know, or most of you that have been here for a long time, the issue of budget disagreement is not a rancorous relationship with the executive. Otherwise, the issue of bringing the budget before the National Assembly wouldn't even arise. The budget as presented by Mr. President was not expected to go back to Mr. President the way it was brought. But at the same time again, when the legislature work on the budget, the executive who are to execute the bill or to implement it will really have to look at it to see whether this is something that they can do. And especially now, where you have a president who is very sincere, who has his integrity, he wants to see what is there so that he will make sure by the time he signs it, he has signed onto the document that he hopes to implement 100%, even if that is not feasible. But the intention is 100%, and the outcome may be 100 or less than that. So, but if you see somebody like Buhari will not sign on to something that he believes he cannot do. And this is where we are now. We're talking to one another. But I want to appeal to the press to really help in dousing the situation or explaining it. I said in Maiduguri to your colleagues that this is not the first time we have budget impasse or disagreement on the budget. It has been persistent during the tenure of Obasanjo. We had it during Yar'Adua, where we even resorted to going to court for interpretation. We had it during Jonathan when he came in as acting president, and the whole budget will have to be amended. Maybe you people forgot about that. And even last year, the budget of this country was not signed into law until 20th May. Go and check your record. Now we are in April. The president, Jonathan brought his budget earlier than the date Mr. President brought it. So we are working. But we understand that there is government of change that want to do things different. And we understand the attitude of Nigerians. With the new president, Nigerians are so anxious. They are expecting the change to be visible, quick. And it's not a quick fix. This issue of due process, the process of law, is not a quick fix. I wish it is a quick fix. And I'm sure that you people will not even allow me to be standing here if we had returned the budget immediately as the president bought it. They will say, oh, you people are rubber stamp. And same thing. We look at the budget again, you say, they have, what do you use that term? Padded the budget and all that. And these things, it's not personal. I'm a Senate leader now, okay? Before I was a senator, chairman, MDG. My people are the same Nigerians who say, what did you do? What did you bring to your constituency? All that stuff. Then when you go and You carry something from somewhere and put in your constituency. Oh, you padded the budget. So you see, these things are really very difficult things that need to be reconciled. Yes.